Hi guys, welcome to our little virtual classroom that we have going on. I'm very proud of you if you're watching this at home because it tells me that you care enough about math to make sure that you're doing your homework correctly and you understand your concepts. So awesome job to you. All right, so let's start with today's lesson. Today is 8:30, so this would be our lesson for Wednesday. Okay. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is how to simplify an expression. Okay, simplify is to make it easier, an expression is just a math problem. The cool thing about this is that most of it we've already done in class. Step one is to factor. We've already done that. Step two would be to find your greatest common factor, which we've already done that. And then step three would be to rewrite it. Excuse me, I think I'm getting a cold. All right, so let's do these steps. Step one, factor. All right, so 20, we can break that down into 5 times 4 or 10 times 2. Remember in class, we talked about how it doesn't really matter about the way that you break it down. You'll come up with the prime factors the same either way. So here I circled 5 because it was a prime number. And I know that 4 is not a prime number because I can break it down into 2 times 2. Both of those are prime, so I circle them. All right, 32. Again, you can use a lot of different factors for this one, but I know that 2 times 16 would work. 2 is prime, so I circle that, and 16 needs to be broken down to 8 and 2. 8 can be broken down into 4 and 2, and 4 can be broken down to 2 and 2. All right, so 32 has a lot of factors. Okay, so I'm finished with step one. Easy peasy. All right, so let's find our greatest common factor. Remember, to do this, we have our Venn diagram, and you can see the video about that if you forgot how to do your Venn diagram. But here I have the Venn diagram, 20 and 32. Here I have 2, and here I have a 2. So they have those in common, so I'm going to put it here. Now, 20 also has a 5. 32, no 5, so that one isn't common. But here I do have another 2. So I'll cross out another 2 from each side. Okay, 20 has a 5 left. And 32 has 1, 2, 3 2s left. Okay, so my greatest common factor, remember, is the one in the middle. Okay, so my greatest common factor is 2 times 2, which of course equals 4. All right, so we're at the very end, you guys. This is how easy it is. To write our equation using the distributive property, I take my greatest common factor, which is 4, and then I take everything left over on the inside of our circles. So 20 had a 5 left over, so I put a 5 here. And 32 had 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. End of parenthesis. Okay, the sign in the middle, I look back to my original problem and it's addition. So I'm going to put my addition sign in here. And that's it. That's all there is to solving a problem, or simplifying it, I should say, using the distributive property. Now, let's talk really quick about the opposite, how to take a problem that's in the distributive property and how to solve that equation. So let's say I have this problem right here. Okay. How can I solve this problem? What would the answer be? What would this equal? Well, I think about what this would look like in the Venn diagram. So I think it's easiest to draw the Venn diagram. And I put my greatest common factor, which is, of course, this one on the outside, just like the 4 here was the greatest common factor. And I put it right here in the middle. Okay. Then I look on the inside of the parentheses to see what was left over from each side, each circle. 3 was left over from the first circle, and 4 was left over from the second circle. Okay. The important thing to remember here is that even though there is no sign in between the number and the parenthesis, it always is multiply. Okay. Always multiply. So here, if I want to solve this, I would do 2 times 3 and 2 times 4. So 2 times 3 would equal 6. And then 2 times 4 would equal 8. Okay, I look back in my original problem, and there's an addition sign. And so my problem is just 6 plus 8, which of course is 14. So the answer to this problem is 14. Okay, so that's how to find the answer to a problem that's written in the distributive property and how to simplify a problem by putting it into the distributive property. Okay, so if you missed class today, especially if you were in track, I hope you did well. But this is kind of just a recap on our lesson. Please make sure to come and see me in the morning. I get here at 7, so if you have any questions, let me know. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good night.